Hello students, in this video I will be discussing exercise 2.2. This is exercise 2.2. So the first question is, find the zeros of the quadratic polynomials and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. You already know that what is the relation between the coefficients and the zeros of a particular polynomial, isn't it? In case of quadratic polynomial, we know that the sum of the zeros is equal to minus b by a and product of the zeros is equal to c by a. So first what we will be doing, zeros. Okay, now we have to find the zeros first. Okay, so we can start solution like this. Let p of x is equal to x square minus 2x minus 8. Now we have to find out the zeros. Now in order to find out the zeros, what we will write, then p of x is equal to 0 implies x square minus 2x minus 8. That is, we can do the middle term splitting. So minus 4 minus 2 we can write, isn't it? You know how to factorize quadratic expressions, isn't it? So here we are doing the middle term splitting, minus 8, so minus 4 and plus 2. Minus 4 and plus 2 will give you minus 2. So here x square minus 4x and plus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. So here we can take x common, x minus 4 plus 2 common from these two terms, x minus 4. So what we are having, x minus 4 into x plus 2 equal to 0. So we are ultimately what we are doing, we are just factorizing it. So it implies that x minus 4 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. Now it implies that x equal to 4 or x equal to minus 2. So we got the two zeros. So the first part is over. Find the zeros of the quadratic polynomials. Therefore zeros of, we can just write p of x, zeros of p of x are 4 and minus 2. Now we have to find out, verify the relationship, isn't it? So in order to verify the relationship, first what we will do, sum of the zeros is equal to 4 plus minus 2, that is 4 minus 2 equal to 2. Okay, product of the zeros, 4 into minus 2, that is equal to minus 8. So we did this, up to this one we have completed that sum of the zeros how much and product of the zeros how much. Now we have to find out the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. Now it is known to you that sum of the zeros has to be minus b by a, that is minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square. Now what we are going to second part, this is the second part, okay, because after that you have to come here. Okay, now minus of, we have to verify this much only, that whether sum of the zeros is giving you minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square or not. Minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, minus of coefficient of x is minus 2, coefficient of x is minus 2 by coefficient of x square, that is 1 only, that is equal to minus minus plus 2. So see what we are getting, sum of the zeros is equal to this much. Okay, also what you know about the product of the zeros, product of the zeros should be equal to c by a, that is constant term by coefficient of x square. Now we have to see whether the constant term by coefficient of x square is giving you the same value minus 8 or not. Okay, so what we will write? Also constant term by coefficient of x square. And what is our constant term? Minus 8 by coefficient of x square 1. So ultimately this is equal to 8. So see here, sum of the zeros is equal to this much and product of the zeros is equal to, here sorry, it will be minus 8, isn't it? So up to this it is done. Now what we will be doing, the third part. Okay, what we will write here? Third part will be here. Okay, after this part we will be writing, therefore sum of the zeros is equal to minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square and product of the zeros is equal to this one, constant term by coefficient of x square. See, if you wish you can end it up here also. After writing 2, if you again write that is equal to sum of the zeros, then here it will be ending up. Okay, constant term by coefficient of x square is equal to minus 8, that is equal to product of the zeros. Okay, hence this is verified. So we have found the relation between the zeros and the coefficient of the polynomial. Now next question from question number 1, t square minus 15. This is our polynomial t square minus 15. So we will be taking our polynomial as p of t. Why? Because here the variable is t, so it is t square minus 15. Now first we have to find out the zeros of this polynomial. Now in order to find the zero of the polynomial, we have to consider p of t equal to 0, that is t square minus 15 equal to 0. Now it means t square is equal to 15. So t is equal to square root of 15. So here when we are considering t square equal to 15, then t is equal to square root of 15 means plus minus 15, means one will be the positive one and the another one will be negative one. See, when you are finding out the square root of 4, it is ultimately plus minus 2, isn't it? So square root of 15 is plus minus root 15. Okay, so we have got the two zeros, isn't it? Therefore the zeros of the polynomial p of t are plus root 15 and minus root 15. Now you need to find out the relation between the zeros and the coefficients. So first we will find out the sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros equal to, one is plus root 15 and the one is minus root 15. So ultimately equal to 0, isn't it? Now product of the zeros equal to plus root 15 into minus root 15. So plus minus minus root 15 into root 15, 15. So we got the sum of the zeros and product of the zeros. Now about the coefficient. Now coefficient of minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, isn't it? Now see here, when we come coefficient of, here it will not be x since it is t, isn't it? Okay, coefficient of t by coefficient of this is minus is there. Now see here, when we are talking about this quadratic, okay, if we consider it with the, compare it with the standard one, then it has to be at square plus bt plus c. Why I am taking t? Because here in this case the variable is t. So we can say that the coefficient of the t square is 1. What about the coefficient of t? We don't have any term which is having the t. Okay, it means that the coefficient of this t term is 0. So coefficient of t we can write 0. By coefficient of t square is how much? Here in this case it is 1, that is equal to 0. Okay, and now the next thing is that we have to find out the constant term by coefficient of t square. Now what is our constant term? This is the term which is not having any variable with it. So this is going to be our constant term. What is the constant term? Minus 15. Okay, minus 15, and coefficient of t square is definitely 1. So it will be minus 15. Now you just compare, sum of the zeros is giving you this one and product of the zeros value is equal to this one, isn't it? So it is verified. So last line what we have to write is, hence, just last line, hence sum of the zeros is equal to minus of coefficient of t by coefficient of t square, and product of the zeros is equal to constant term by constant term by coefficient of t square. So it is verified. So this relationship has been verified. Now the second question from exercise 2.2, find a quadratic polynomial each with the given numbers as the sum and product of its zeros respectively. So what they have told, that there is a quadratic polynomial whose sum and product are given. So this is the first one, respectively. So it means that this is the sum and this is the product. Okay, so the two zeros are not given. Okay, mind it students, the majority of the students commit mistake in this part, that they consider 1 by 4 to be one 0 and minus 1 to be another 0, but it's not like that. Okay, 1 by 4 is the sum of the two zeros and 1 minus 1 is the product of the two zeros. Okay, so be careful about this part. So here if we consider that our quadratic polynomial is having the zeros as alpha and beta, then we can consider that alpha plus beta is this one and alpha into beta is this one. And you know that if alpha and beta are the zeros of a polynomial, a particular polynomial, the polynomial is given by k into x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta, that I have already discussed in my previous videos. Okay, so here we can start it like that. Let alpha and beta be the zeros of the required polynomial p of x. Okay, then we can write, given alpha plus beta equal to 1 by 4, alpha into beta is equal to minus 1. Okay, then we have considered our polynomial to be p of x, then p of x is equal to k into x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta where k is a non-zero constant. Okay, so you know about this one already. So we know that the polynomial is given by k into x square minus sum of the zeros alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta, where k is a non-zero constant. Okay, k can be any value. So we are considering this one as k. We are just writing k x square minus alpha plus beta is given to be 1 by 4x plus alpha into beta is given as minus 1. Okay, so here is our required polynomial. Okay, here if you leave it like this, then also it will be correct. In some cases what they do is they consider some value of k, constant value, and then they write, but it is much correct because here you can go for any value of k and you can have this one. This is the ultimate answer. Okay, you can just simplify it by writing 4x square minus x minus 1, otherwise up to this. Okay, I am just writing one more step here. Okay, k into 4x square minus x minus 1, you can take 4 here, and if you consider k to be 4, you can cancel this one and you can write this one. Okay, so there is no need to put any value for k because k is a non-zero constant. You can put any real number, okay, non-zero real number for k. So ultimately this is your required polynomial. You can have infinite number of polynomials whose zeros are going to be this one. Okay, that's why if you leave like this, then also it will be okay. So after doing this one, I am moving on to the second one. Okay, so I am going for the solution of the second one. Same, alpha and beta be the zeros of the required polynomial. Then in this case our alpha and beta, alpha plus beta is given to be root 2 and alpha into beta is given to be 1 by 3. So again we can write then p of x is equal to k into x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta, where k is a non-zero constant, and just go on putting the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Okay, so alpha plus beta in this case is root 2 x plus alpha beta is given to be 1 by 3. So if you leave the answer like this, then also it's okay. If you try to simplify it, then also it's okay. Up to this also you can leave. Okay, and if you wish, you can go for one more step ahead. 3x square minus 3 root 2x plus 1. You can take the 3 outside. Like this also it will be okay.